of the munchies. This narrative is kind of divided into two parts. A young YouTuber uploaded a video of his pantry door opening on its own, seemingly propelled by an invisible force, perhaps 10 years ago. Many others criticized the video in their comments, calling it false, but one person was so passionate about its authenticity that he felt compelled to watch it for himself. In order to document his personal experience, he went to the pantry ghost's residence. We must first praise John's dedication to the cause. He stared at the pantry of the house he was staying in for 10 days. But going back to the ghosts, it appears that his perseverance paid off, because a shadowy figure placed its face to the pantry's glass before pushing it open and disappearing. When I first saw this video, I thought I could just throw it out because earthquakes exist, but why is all the action localized around that one locker? And then the other locker bursts open, and then it looks like the ghost slipped and knocked out the sign warning.
There are countless videos showing YouTubers encountering ghosts, but we can't lie. Many of them are either fake, overdone, or heavily exaggerated. I wanted to separate the truth from the fake and discover the times where YouTubers actually came close to what can be considered as real encounters. At number 10 spot, we have In the Fog. Actor Yogi Babu posted a 2-minute clip on YouTube of one of his drives through one of the most intense fog storms you'll ever see. The video is showing how hard it was to see, but around 30 seconds in, they finally see something they really didn't expect. This was shot during the filming of the movie Balloon, and it led many to believe that they saw ghosts during filming. This was because during the filming of the movie, it was discovered that a few workers passed away on set, and what we see in the video could be the spirits of those who passed away. At number 9 spot, we have an anxious dog. A YouTuber by the name of David Stenberg posted a minute clip of his dog showing strange behavior throughout the house. And the reason why this is terrifying is because many believe that dogs can see ghosts, or at least something we can't see.
What is the matter? What is the deal? What the fuck? Get in here. Get in here. What is the deal? Astrid, you're freaking me out. Come here. Come here.
It really seems like the dog is trying to protect the man by showing that there is something wrong in his room. I mean, there's something about a dog barking at complete nothingness that'll scare you, and this video definitely does that. At number 8 spot, we have ghosts trying to break in. A resident in Ontario, Canada was waiting for his package to be delivered when this incident occurred. The person was waiting for their package and then saw a Ring doorbell notification come up on their phone saying that motion was detected, so they assumed it was a delivery service bringing them the package. You can very clearly see what looks like a ghost coming across in front of the camera, and then it hangs out for a little bit in the corner. It looks as though it's trying to open the door handle or something. This one is a lot scary because it's in broad daylight and you can very clearly see the shadowy figure, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. At number 7 spot, we have levitation. This YouTuber claimed that she was haunted by a poltergeist that wouldn't leave her house or her family alone. Days went on with constant banging sounds, objects moving on their own, and eventually they had enough, and this is what they recorded.
Go!
This is the Shapiro residence, and the couple who owns the house is named Philip and Mary. After they talked about their supernatural experiences with their doctors, he recommended them to take a video, and now it's being claimed as real ghosts caught on tape. But let me know what you guys think about this one as well. At number 6 spot, we have the San Francisco Armory poltergeist. In 2019, Armory security officer Alex Nunez posted a YouTube video showing what he thought was a ghost haunting the Armory. It all started when he heard the sounds of chairs moving around the lounge, and this is when he began to start recording. But it wasn't until some doors opened when he realized something paranormal was going on. This was more scary for the officer because it was noted that he was all alone at the Armory that night. So there couldn't be a possible soul that opened that door in the video. In the Hump for a list, we have a ghost in the curtain. This video was recorded by a young girl on YouTube who was showing a drink that she got, when all of a sudden she started to see hands coming from behind the curtain.
So for today's drink,
First of all, props to that girl for just running straight to the curtain to fight the ghost. But a lot could be said about this video. The door is open, so maybe it was just windy, but really it looks like there was a hand clawing from behind the curtain. The movement of the curtain is not natural, and if you replay it back slowly, it just looks like something is behind it. It seems like whatever thing that was doing that was just trying to scare the girl. Maybe it was a ghost trying to threaten her, or maybe it was just trying to tell the girl to close the door. Regardless, this was a terrifying moment for this person. At number 4 spot, we have camping. Ever go camping and begin to imagine what could be there in the woods at night? Well, this is a thought many of us have when nighttime hits. Camping is just one of those things that keeps us connected to nature, Except sometimes that connection can be a little too strong. YouTuber NBG Films went out on a camping trip with friends and began to record their nighttime activities until he discovered something a lot more terrifying.
The sticks get pretty damn sharp, eh?
Oh fuck, the smoke is in my face.
Well, you've been sharpening it for like 2 hours.
No.
You hear something?
Whatever it is in the video, you can tell that it is walking on all fours and is longer than any human that we know of. As well, the creature appears to be moving very fast in the video. What do you guys think about this though? A lot of people here have claimed that what we see is a deer or kangaroo, but in my opinion, this looks nothing like either. At a number 3 spot, we have hospital ghosts. Back in 2006, YouTuber Maysville Explorer captured some grainy yet terrifying footage at the now abandoned Hazelwood Hospital in Maysville, Kentucky. The hospital operated for about 60 years prior, but it would gain a bad reputation as being a completely haunted place people should avoid. People in the town would claim that the ghosts inside of this hospital would haunt the entire town as well. Some will report that they can still hear the cries and sounds of the former patients and doctors that used to occupy the halls. The face at the end of the video is what many believe to be a ghost that is still trapped inside of the abandoned hospital. The video was shot between 10 to 11 p.m. by a single person, so much is unknown whether or not this video is real, but regardless, who would want to go up to this hospital just for this small little clip? Couldn't be me. At number 2 spot, we have In the Forest. All the way back in June 2006, YouTuber Pasquale posted one of the creepiest footage of a supposed demon at night. He claimed the footage came from a nearby Spanish forest. Many laid claim that this was a sighting of one of the local demons that terrorized the area, but after seeing the footage, let me know what you guys think.
No, home, tio, ja veus si és dins un ull. Des de fa rato que és dins un ull. Que sí, collons, que sí. Hòstia. Escolta. Ho sents o no?
Did you guys see the glowing eyes? If not, here they are again. This supposed entity has also been thought to be a rake, which is a very slender, dark looking creature, but I really don't know what I can make from this video. At a number 1 spot, we have cat seeing ghosts. In September 2020, YouTuber Happy Fox Productions posted some home footage of when they were away on vacation. They had a few cats, but decided to leave them home as they were only gone for a few nights. But still, they took their precautions and hired a house sitter to check up on them. When they arrived back home, they noticed their cat's behavior was completely off and not normal. So they decided to check the security footage to see if anything happened. As you can see, there's clearly a shadow of a person near the door, but also the cat is seen standing up, which is pretty odd according to the owner. They then decided to see if there was something out there, so they did some editing, and this is what it looked like after it was brightened, zoomed, and with added sharpness.
Number 10, The Red Lady. Here's a story that dates back to 1910, but almost any student at Huntington College in Montgomery, Alabama should recognize it. That's because the events that led up to it are said to have actually happened. As the story goes, in 1910, a young woman who was new to the school was known for her love of the color red. Sadly, she was also known for being strange and a loner. As the first term got underway, the young woman grew increasingly isolated. Eventually, she took her life by slashing her wrists. Her body was discovered in a red gown drenched in blood. From then on, students and faculty have been reporting sightings of a young woman dressed all in red. She's appeared all around the college's campus. The figure, dwelling in perpetual isolation, is often cited as a reminder of the importance of being kind to one's peers. Number 9, Frederick Jordan's Ghost. This real-life ghost story concerns a man named Frederick Jordan who held one of the most lonely and desolate jobs in existence. Jordan was the lighthouse keeper for Penfield Reef Lighthouse off the coast of Fairfield, Connecticut. The lighthouse was primarily a way of warning ships of a treacherous hidden reef responsible for many than its fair share of harbor incidents. In 1916, Frederick Jordan was the head lighthouse keeper. Tragically, he drowned in a boating accident just before Christmas of that year, when he was caught in a gale while rowing home to see his family. Ever since then, lighting and equipment malfunctions in the lighthouse have been blamed on Jordan's spiritual presence. But even more chilling is that keepers on the Penfield Reef Lighthouse often find the lighthouse logbook open to the day Jordan passed, and locals have recounted witnessing an unidentifiable figure appearing in the water to help stray boats find their way to safety near the reef. Number 8. The Hanged Man. One theme that many ghost stories have in common is that they offer a sense of justice in return for a wrongful passing. This particular ghost story, however, offers a somewhat different take. It's about wrongful treatment in passing and revenge in the afterlife. On October 13th, 1877, Robert Schmale was hanged after a trial that found him guilty of a terrifying and inexplicable execution spree. The townspeople were filled with so much anger and hatred that they left his body hanging for days. The tale says not one of the townspeople demonstrated even a shred of remorse, let alone forgiveness. Since then, Schmale has been said to haunt the town. Those who have seen him say he appears as a ghostly male figure, but as soon as the figure registers in your mind, it disappears, somewhat maddeningly, into the darkness. Number 7. The Voice of Youth. I was camping with my husband and his family at a small remote lake in New Mexico. There were about 10 people in our group and another group of 6 people in the next campsite. It was nighttime and both groups were doing typical activities, making s'mores, having a few drinks, and telling stories, when we all heard what sounded like a little girl yelling out for help. Neither group had children with them, but we were all positive we were hearing a little girl, and decided to search the area where we heard the noises from together. There was a field behind our campsites, and we all saw a very tall, pure white figure standing maybe 100 feet away from us in the field, making the noises. We all agreed this thing looked maybe 6 feet tall, skinny, and white as can be. We made our way closer to investigate, but whatever it was we saw started backing off as we got closer, and it disappeared into the trees. All night we continued to hear a little girl calling for help as we tried to sleep. Number 6. Rest Stop Blues. I was driving across country with my mom and sister when I was 16 and my sister was 20. It was late, but we were still well rested and alert. We were driving along an interstate and needed gas and a bathroom break, so we stopped at the only rest stop in 200 miles. There was a van full of teenagers on a road trip at the gas station, as well as a small gray car parked at the pump in front of us, with 2 young men standing still outside of it. When we got there, everything felt wrong. We'd been on the road for days and seen many rest stops at night, and never been afraid until then. My mom and sister went inside and I stayed in the car. I heard the teenagers say they were creeped out and couldn't get the pump to work, and they left in a hurry. I was watching the car in front of us and the 2 men had not moved at all. Not an inch. They weren't talking, they weren't on their phones. They were just standing there, still as stone. My sister and mom came running back out to the car, and when they got in, the 2 men slowly turned to look at us while not moving or pivoting the rest of their bodies. And I swear to everything, we all saw the same thing. They had eyes dark as pitch and empty. Truly empty. Not black, not reflecting any light at all, just a void. We sped out of there and didn't stop until we were in the next city. Number 5. Coincidence. When I was 37, I went to my high school reunion. I flew into the nearest airport and rented a car. The distance was about 35 miles through a very rural and almost abandoned part of the country. About 3 miles outside of town, I see someone on the side of the road, flagging me down. Turned out that it was one of the guys I had attended school with, Jim, not his name. Gets in the car and we start talking. I had not seen him in 20 years, but he still looked the same, maybe a little older. And I asked him if he wants to come to the VFW and have a drink. He says, no, just take me home. Jim's parents had lived only a few blocks from my grandmother's house, and I turned in that direction, but he said to take him to the outskirts of town. There was a mobile home park out there, and I figured that is where he lived. When we reached the end of the turn off, he said, just drop me off. It was good to see you again. And he walks off into the night. I went to the VFW, met some of my old classmates, and we started to talk. As we were talking about who was coming to the reunion, I mentioned that I had just picked up Jim up 3 miles east of town and had dropped him off. Everyone gets quiet. Even the guy singing karaoke stops and lays down the mic. My cousin goes white as a new t-shirt. Barb, Jim passed away on that curve 8 years ago. Rolled his car. We were all at his funeral. I was told. I started to feel really dizzy and I went out to the car to take some deep breaths. There on the seat is the local newspaper printed 8 years previous containing Jim's obituary. I still have the paper. Number 4. Dangerous technique. After we moved into our home, we were told a woman had passed there at the hands of her abusive husband. She hated men. My dad would wake up with scratches all over himself, and whenever my brother was mean to my sister or I, he would have scratches on him as well. One day my brother hurt our sister and he hit her with something. When he woke up later that night, he had a horrible bloody nose. The day we moved out, my brother accidentally broke his twin's arm trying out a new wrestling move. He swears that he would have passed that night if it wasn't our last in the house. Number 3, the Grim Reaper. I was standing in my parents' room talking to my very sick dad at the time. He was suffering from stage 4 esophageal cancer, and I got the feeling something was behind me. I looked towards the doorway to the living room and something about 4'6" and fully black was peeking around the corner, with its hands on the door frame. I ran towards it and it slipped back around the door. When I got outside the doorway, there was nothing. My dad was completely confused when I stepped back inside the room and told him. People who stayed at my house in my dad's final days claimed to have seen it. My mom saw the figure on multiple occasions in multiple places until he passed away. We haven't seen it since. Number 2, cursed. After my parents divorced when I was a teenager, I lived with my mother. I experienced lots of paranormal happenings. Several times when I was reading in my bed, the room would start to feel really icy. Next, it would feel as if something or somebody that hated me was staring at me. When I got that feeling, I would leave the room and come back an hour later. Sometimes during the day, I would see a shadow figure sneaking along my bedroom walls. Something in the flat was pretending to be my dog. I went into my room and heard a deep growl from under the bed. My dog wasn't capable of making a noise that deep. It sounded like either a really big dog or a man doing his best dog impersonation. Other times my dog would whimper and pace in the room next to mine, but wouldn't come in when called, as if he was afraid of something in the hallway. When I moved in with my father, the paranormal activity just stopped. Number 1, ghost landlord. Shortly after college, I got married. We immediately moved into a basement apartment because that's all that was available within our budget. This place had a poltergeist and my wife was terrified. Whatever resided there with us made it clear it wanted to live alone. Dishes, glasses, and other items would fly off the shelf. My wife was hit several times. There was always an ominous feeling like we were being watched. At night when we walked through the apartment in the dark, there would be insanely bright flashes of light that would illuminate the entire room. One night while we were going to bed, as soon as my wife and I walked into the bedroom, we heard a voice from nowhere say, "My name, move." My wife looked at me, I looked at her, I said loudly, "You've got it, bud," and we moved out 2 days later and stayed with family. The old lady who owned the place passed away a few months later, and the house was torn down. It is still an empty lot to this day, nothing but grass and a tree. I still drive by it every now and then.
At number 10 spot, we have Trapped in the House. In October 2012, YouTuber Michael D. McGee posted a video on YouTube that supposedly captured a demon that has been haunting his house for years. In the description, he claims that he has been haunted since late 2010, and ever since, his paranormal experiences have increased and gotten even worse. This is when he finally decided to capture a video of what was happening to him. At first, he heard the sound of movement on his stairs, but when he went to go check, no one was home. Then he heard something again, and this is when he took this video. The sound of the closed footsteps along with the door closing right next to him is bound to keep anyone up at night. Number 9, the sound of a demon. In March 2012, a Russian YouTuber posted footage of some sound he heard from the forest at night. The video was shot next to an abandoned and destroyed building, and the men in the video believed it was someone screaming from a megaphone. However, upon closer inspection, they noticed that it was from a single creature that was making that sound. Many people believed it was the sound of a rake in the video, which is kind of like a vampire-like humanoid that feeds on human meat and blood. However, paranormal investigators believe these were the screams of the devil. They believe these screams are the same sounds they make when they are suffering in hell, and when they come up to our world, they can't help but shriek and scream like this video. Number 8, a real haunted house. In September 2010, YouTuber Chris Honkotsky posted a video that captured footage inside of his father's home in Southern California. He mentions that when he was growing up in that home, he experienced a large number of paranormal events, but he was always reassured nothing was wrong and that's all in his imagination. He also noted that one time at the house, he attempted to try a Ouija board. He claimed it worked, but he forgot to say goodbye. And for those who don't know, that's the most important step. Despite incorrectly playing the game, he hasn't had any supernatural encounters until he saw this recording. The man concluded that it must have been a demon that he released when he played the Ouija board. The object in the back can be seen moving, and no, this isn't by anything human or a string. It was a 30-pound statue of a giraffe and no one was awake at the time. And to make things worse, this all started happening at 3 a.m. Number 7, Annalise Michael. Surprise, surprise, exorcism is on this list as well. Except this is specifically the true story of Annalise Michael, who is also the inspiration for the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Annalise was a normal girl growing up, but by the time she hit the age of 16, her whole life changed. She began to see the face of the devil everywhere she went, and shortly after, many people, including herself, believed she was possessed by a real demon. A total of 67 exorcisms were done, and they sounded a little something like this. Unfortunately, they did nothing for this poor girl and she ended up passing away from malnourishment and dehydration. Were these the sounds of a demon or were these the sounds of a troubled girl looking for proper help? You guys be the judge. Number 6, Demon in the Dark. All the way back in June 2006, YouTuber Pasquale posted one of the creepiest footage of a supposed demon at night. He claimed that the footage came from a Spanish forest near the town of Campdevonial. Many laid claim that this was a sighting of one of the local demons that terrorized the area. But after seeing the footage, let me know if you guys think this is a real demon.
No, home, tio, ja veus si sent soroll. Des de fa rato que sent soroll. Que sí, collons, que sí, hòstia. Escolta, ho sents o no?
Did you see the glowing eyes? If not, here they are again. This supposed demon has also been thought to be a rake, which is a very slender, dark looking creature that I mentioned before. But in my opinion, this might be actually a demon. In the hump for our list, we have demon in an abandoned building. This video was posted on Reddit by a now deleted user with the caption, "Dark demon in abandoned building." I mean, first of all, do we really expect anything good coming from an abandoned building? Didn't think so. This brave guy decided to record his adventure and stumbled upon a supposed demon in the process. What even was that? Many people in the comments said it was a demon because the abandoned building has been used for many satanic rituals and other sacrifices. Near the end of the video, we stumbled upon an animal jaw, which was most likely used for a formal ritual as well, confirming this theory. Number 4, chased. One man claimed to have visions of a demon and would also hear them while he slept. Because of this, he would suffer from insomnia and constant anxiety. One night, his hallucinations and thoughts began to get really bad to the point when he ended up running away from his own home, thinking he was haunted by multiple ghosts. When he ran outside, he decided to record a quick video, and as he began to hear slight noises around him, this is what he saw. Number 3, Demon Cat. In September 2020, YouTuber Happy Fox Productions posted some home footage of when they're away on vacation. They had a few cats, but they decided to leave them home as they were only gone for a few days. But still, they took their precautions and hired a house sitter to check on them. When they arrived back home, they noticed their cat's behavior was completely off and not normal, so they decided to check the security footage to see if anything happened. As you can see, there's a clear shadow of a person standing near the door, but also the cat is seen standing up, which was pretty odd according to the owner. They then decided to see if there was something there, so they did some editing Number 2, household demon. One family began to report that they were being terrorized by a demon after they conducted a seance to contact a deceased relative. At first, they believed that they had contacted their relative, but minutes after, the voice they heard started to alter and change. Soon, the house began to show many signs of supernatural, and in 2007, this video was posted to prove their experiences. The clip was recorded from the hours 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. and originally the cupboard was closed. After this, the family immediately put their house for sale, so we gotta feel bad for the new homeowners. Number 1, demonic car. This footage was captured during a police chase around the year 2000 by Garden City Police. A few police cars were chasing a car when all of a sudden the car makes a turn to escape the cops, and when the cops turn, it can be seen on the dash cam of the police car that the vehicle seemingly went through a fence.
The fence at the end means no way out, or does it? Even watching it again, cops are unable to make sense of it. All they see is an intact fence and nothing more than the vanishing taillights of what the Garden City PD has come to call the ghost car.
The police department still to this day can't explain what happened, and it has been known as the Garden City ghost car, and others believed it was actually possessed by the devil himself.
Starting off this countdown at number 10, demon terrorizing cats. This happened December 18th, 2019, and the footage was filmed while a child and their mother were on vacation and left the cats at home. They had a house sitter who would come to the house every other morning to look after them. After they were on vacation for 5 days, they came back and noticed that the cats had been acting strange. So they decided to check the security footage, and this is what they found. The camera then turned away and stayed there until they returned home. Right when they came home, the cats darted towards the front door trying to get out. Did you guys also notice the shadow at the front door? Let's run the clip again, but zoomed in. Yeah, you can very clearly see that shadow, and the camera detects faces. Like on the cats, it shows a little green square. Well, on the shadow, it shows a green square. Now into number 9, school ghost. This footage was recorded at Deer Park Irish Christian Boarding School in the middle of the night in 2017. The school had numerous reports of ghosts in school or things being moved without anyone touching them. Look at the video and tell me what you think. Maybe this video is a prank or something, I'm not sure, but with multiple reports of strange, inexplainable things happening around the school, it's hard not to believe. And with that poster flying off the wall when no one was around, it seems like that ghost or demon is quite angry. Here at number 8, bedroom poltergeist. This video is recorded from a woman's bedroom security camera, and in the video it appears that her bedroom door opens and then her bedsheet is being pulled off her while she's sleeping. You can even see how freaked out she gets when she turns on the light, only for the light to be turned off again. And when it first happened, she tried to turn on the light and it wasn't turning on. It looks like she starts to panic, looking in her bed, probably trying to find her phone to use it as a flashlight. This straight up looks like stuff I see in the Paranormal Activity movies, and I just hate it. Taking spot number 7, bed sheet demon. This video is recorded from a home security camera, and the video shows an older lady that appears to be making dinner when all of a sudden things start getting thrown around. Now the last part with the bedsheet, I don't know how real it is, maybe it's photoshopped, but she looks too scared after she pulls off the bedsheet for it just to be photoshopped. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Hoax or real? Now at number 6, one-way ghost. The one-way ghost reportedly haunts the Space Mountain attraction at Disneyland. The spirit is described as being a large man with red hair and a red face. Many have reported seeing him on the ride and then disappearing by the end, hence the name one-way ghost. It's said that he died on the ride due to an accident that happened in the 1970s, and his soul has never left the place. He is said to ride the seats between those who choose to go alone, just like in the video. Now, why would this ghost still hang around? Does this ghost have intent to hurt people? Halfway at number 5, poltergeist mother. This video was taken from a baby monitor in the home of a young couple with their toddler. One night, the family got a notification that there was motion detected. They got on the app only to see this. The family said that this happened more than once. The baby is never harmed or anything, but it's said that when the parents are around, the ghost seems mad. Some have said that it's probably the mother of a child, and the mother passed away, so now the mother tries to care for their child as a replacement. Here at number 4, hotel demon. This footage was recorded by hotel security on September 14th, 2003. So there were reports of screams coming from a hotel room, and so a security guard went to go investigate. Once he did, you can see a large spirit walk out of the room after the security guard goes in to investigate. Before he even enters the room, you can hear the screams. They are so loud and insane.
There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait one second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room, correct? John, just wait. We're gonna get a hold of the police, so I would wait for the police, John. Amy, John's gonna enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one.
Did you hear him say that at the very end? All the furniture has been turned upside down? I'm not sure about you guys, but a friendly ghost wouldn't scream and turn furniture upside down. Taking number 3, curtain demon. Now this one isn't taken on security camera, but I still think it's very scary, so I thought I'd add it in anyway.
So for today's drink,
the door was open, so maybe it was the wind, but it legit looks like a hand crawling from behind the curtain. And when she runs up, there's nothing there. And then she shuts the door. It seems like whatever thing did that was trying to scare the girl. Maybe it was a demon trying to threaten her. Moving on to number 2, poltergeist in the window. This video was from a man's security camera in his bedroom. In the video, you can very clearly see something in the window. Now I know what you're thinking, oh that looks like a real person. Well, before the curtain was closed, and it slowly started to open as that thing came up to the window. Multiple things also fall off the shelf while he's sleeping, and his bedsheet gets pulled off. Like, I don't know if a real person could do all that from behind the window, but it's just absolutely terrifying to watch. And now coming in at number 1, hallway demon. This video was recorded in an apartment building while a man was walking down the hall to his unit late at night. The man is seen walking normally until you can see a very dark, shadowy figure walk next to him from the opposite side, till they meet, and then the man gets knocked over and starts being pulled by the dark shadow, and then it just disappears. Maybe this one is real, maybe it's not, but the guy looks like he's running for his life, and it's said that the darker the shadow, the more evil it is.